So my first piece of advice for couples who are having to postpone your wedding is to take a deep breath, to relax, to not get yourself crazy. One of the biggest things that I always tell all of my couples is to enjoy the engagement.
We recommend you go through those emotions, but having someone with you through it will always help you.
Once you've picked a date, to look at the city or town of where you're getting married in Visitor Bureau and see exactly if things are being rescheduled. Parades, festivals, concerts, a lot of things have been rescheduled for next year and beyond, and those types of things may have not been an issue with your original wedding date, but they might become an issue for your new wedding date.
If you know your local ordinances and then are able to move around those ordinances within the different counties, that can also be really helpful. And with that will come the safety tips as well. So those counties will recommend what the minimum and maximum safety tips are, which will help you navigate your wedding day itself.
We would always recommend to do face masks and temperature checks, and having the hand sanitizing stations right now. You could make hand sanitizing bottles custom, make them cute packaging, things like that, so that it's still, this is the time that we're living in right now, and so you got to make the best of it.
A lot of people who are postponing their weddings are having to pick new wedding vendors for certain elements of their wedding. My biggest piece of advice, if you don't have a wedding planner, is to ask those vendors if they have any friends or referrals that they can refer you to. If you're looking for a photographer and your original was this beautiful light and airy and you're looking for another one that can do that same style, ask them if they have any referrals. I'm sure they have someone who they can refer you to that will take as great care of you as your original vendor.
We understand very intimately that it's money that's being put down, right? And you don't know if that money will come to fruition or those services will come to fruition, because we don't know what 2021 is going to look like. We specifically tell our brides, let's ask these specific questions, which we do on their behalf, of course, but what is their deposit policy? Is there a cancellation policy, postponement policy? Is there a refund policy? And alongside with that, we've also had a lot of our vendors agree to smaller deposit amounts, because they also understand the uncertainty of it, right? So they're also trying to work with our brides and our grooms and their families and saying, okay, we would have taken 50%, we'll take 25%.
Make sure that you're reading everything over, that you agree to everything that your vendor is saying to you, because once you sign on that dotted line, you're locked in, especially right now when everyone is all doing this at one time. Dates can get confusing, so make sure all of the dates match on all of your contracts.
Let's come up with 25, 50, 75, 100 person guest list. Specifically, when it comes to saying only 25 people and then scrambling to cut people, it makes it a little bit harder at that time. So now you're already prepped, and mentally you're prepped and saying, okay, you know what? These are the 25 people I want there, and they're going to be there. What is your nuclear family? What is your extended family? Where does that cutoffs happen for you? In South Asian weddings, which we do quite a bit, the nuclear family alone can be 50 people, which then, they have to figure out what that looks like for them.
One of the things that you don't feel funny about, especially in this crazy time we're in, is asking your guests to get COVID tested. You can, depending on what your situation is, you can try to, take some of the cost of the COVID test. You want your wedding to be enjoyable, and the best way for it to be enjoyable is to know that everyone is healthy.